Welcome to Lake Conference Softball on Channel 12 Sports. Today, game between the Wayzata Trojans and the Hopkins Royals. From Hopkins High School, John Jacobson along with Jim Feldman for today's telecast. And we're on the 2nd of May, and this is just the 4th game of the season, Jim, for the Hopkins Royals. They're 3-0. Wayzata comes in 1-4.
Yeah, and Wayzata hasn't been playing all that much either. I mean, in fact, nobody has. It's just been kind of a crazy spring. Last year was kind of a crazy spring, and this year we're just starting to get going.
Hannah Gibbonstead is the leadoff hitter for Wayzata. She'll be followed in this first inning by Brianna Westerberg and Emma Schifferle, facing Lauren Fegler, the pitcher for Hopkins. Fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gibbonstead, the Wayzata shortstop. Changeup popped up and caught for the first out. Oh, Flair and Josie Reese, the shortstop, able to haul this one in.
Number 11, Brianna Westerberg.
Boy, when you throw that changeup, it really keeps the batters off.
That brings up Westerberg, who takes first pitch strike from Fegler.
And that changeup is especially effective when you're throwing as hard as Fegler can throw. She was almost at 60 miles an hour during warm-ups.
Ran in right field today. Cutting a miss, and she's behind 2 strikes. Oh, 2-pitch cut and a miss, and the first strikeout of the game for Fegler. Westerberg is down, and quickly 2 out for Wayzata in the top of the first. Emma Schifferle, the catcher, batting third today for the Trojans. Right-handed batter will step in against Fegler. Lauren did not play in the first game of the season, and she's coming off a very serious off-season injury. Got hurt during tennis season last fall.
Yeah, she completely blew out her knee, MCL, ACL, and the recovery she has made. Initially they thought that she may end up missing the entire season, softball season, but she's made almost like an Adrian Peterson kind of recovery, getting back and chomping at the bit and ready to go. And she really worked hard on her rehab, and here she is, throwing very well.
Schifferle fouling it off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to her. One 2-pitch behind her, and 2-2.
You got to keep those batters on their toes.
Yeah. Two pitch from Fegler, fouled back, and good battle with Schifferle here with 2 outs in the first. Another pitch, grounded at third. Picked up nicely there, and the throw on to first, and the side retired. Hannah Kleist able to make the play down at third, threw on to the first base, and the side retired. So Wayzata goes down a 1-2-3, and a good start for Fegler and the Royals.
Yeah, and they're off to a 3-0 start this year. They're looking to get back to the state this year. They'll have to deal with Orono again. Orono was a representative last year from this section.
Batting order today for Hopkins. That'll go against Ellie Carter and Wayzata. Lauren Fegler, the pitcher, leading off. Aaron O'Neill, the catcher, batting second. Then it's Josie Reese at shortstop. Hannah Kleist at third, batting fourth. Jessica Krauser, the second baseman, will hit fifth. Laura Clements at first base, hitting sixth. Addie Thielen is batting
She's
seventh,
the
the
she's the
DTP, right? And Sally Guthrie in right field, and Haley Den Hartog batting ninth and playing in left field. Ellie Carter, the pitcher. Carter is a senior. She'll face a couple of good hitters right off the top. Fegor and O'Neill can really put the ball in play, and Reese. Really, it's the top four batters. You look at that Hopkins lineup; they got some really good sticks in that lineup.
Well, they do, and they go deep too. Even the you get down towards the bottom of the order, and they've got good players that are putting the ball in play and playing their roles. Yeah, I haven't seen Fegler hit this spring yet. Last year, before her injury, she was just a terror on the at bat. Out of the number 4 spot. It's interesting that she's leading off this game.
Number 8, Lauren Fegler.
And we talked to Mark Peterson, head coach of Hopkins, before the game, and asked how Lauren is doing. He said, well, she's coming along, still not 100%, but certainly well enough to play and getting back into softball shape. First pitch of the game from Carter, missed for ball 1. 1-0, fouled out of play. Carter's pitch lined and a quiet stop at shortstop. Gimmelstead laying out, makes the catch.
Yeah, a well-struck ball and a very fine catch out at shortstop. Can't do much more than that with a pitch.
Pitch to O'Neill is strike 1.
Number 14, Erin O'Neill.
This would ground it down to third from her knees. Williams throwing across the diamond. And they get the out at first. Kalish on the put out at first. Look at it again. It's grounded down to Reagan Williams at third.
Now stepping to the plate for the Royals, number 10, Josie Reese.
It's not a technique you see every day, throwing from your knees from third base,
Right.
but
It worked there.
certainly is effective.
Sometimes when you get in that position, you lose a little power behind that throw, but she certainly had plenty of zip on the throw across to first base.
Well, you see a lot of catchers make that kind of throw from their knees. And they can certainly get it down to second base in a hurry, and it's the same distance going third to first.
This one tagged well by Reese. And this will go off the fence. It'll be in double for Reese with 2 outs. And our first hit of the ball game. Got a good stroke on this one. Actually, all 3 balls this half inning have been hit pretty well. And Reese actually finding an opening between the fielders and a 2-out double for the Royal shortstop. Strike call to Hannah Kleist. And this one ripped out in the right center field gap. That's a hit. Race around to score. Kleist digs into second. She's got an RBI double, and it's 1-0 Hopkins.
Starting to find the holes. That's the way you play this game. Kleist just drills Drills this on the line out to the right center field gap. One hops the wall, and Reese comes in to score.
The back-to-back hits have produced the game's first run. And now left-handed hitting second baseman Jessica Krauser takes the first pitch low. Carter's pitch fouled back.
Had a good stroke on that one. When you foul him straight back, it means your timing is right on. Just a little bit underneath it.
Off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Strike call, it's 2-2. Carter delivers changeup just off the plate, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count now to Krauser. This is caught at second base. A nice grab by the second baseman, Claire Stika, for the third out of the inning. So 5 well-struck balls by Hopkins. They do come up with 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1. We've played 1 inning at Hopkins. Our score, Hopkins 1, Wayzata 0.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
We're coming back. You can see nice overcast skies, but it's not raining.
Which is a nice thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
As we mentioned at the top, Wayzata's field still too wet to play in, and this one, although not perfect in the outfield, certainly playable today after, about 72 hours, it seemed like, of straight rain early this week.
Now batting for the Trojans, number 10.
Good start for Hopkins. They get a 1-2-3 top of the first, then get a run in the bottom half of the inning. Take the 1-0 lead as Reagan Williams comes to the plate. Cleanup hitters, the starting third baseman for Wayzata. And this one, the line into right center field. A solid leadoff single for Williams to start the Wayzata second. Look at it again, Jim. Nice solid hit for Williams.
Throw came in a little bit high, but is well backed up.
Now stepping to the plate for the Trojans, number 21, Reagan.
Now it's Reagan Halish, the first baseman. Let's see if they'll try to bunt the runner over. The pitch missed outside. Halish got the bat back.
Asher's looking to move it.
Clement sneaking in from first base. And a strike call. And 1-1 to Palish. Pass is Grounded or bunted to third, and well played. Palish getting the bunt down. Hopkins defensively making the play. Kleist coming in. And they record the out, but Wayzata gets the job done. They get the sacrifice and move the runner, Jim, down to second.
Yeah, it almost looked like she was trying to punch the ball past the third baseman as she was charging, which is a pretty effective play if you can pull it off. It leaves you vulnerable to the force out at second, but it was a good enough bunt to get the job done.
And a strike to Anna Buell, the left fielder for Wayzata. Batting in the number 6 spot today for Amber Hagelin and the Trojans. Looking for their second win of the season. Fouled away. You know, we talked to assistant coach Chris Jones a little bit before the game. He said, you know, we've been close in a lot of the games, but she said we just can't seem to get over the hump and need to get on that positive roll and win some of these close ones.
Well, it's the clutch hitting that you just need to develop that, and once you develop it, it kind of becomes a habit.
Beal strikes out for out number 2.
It's not. What?
Look at Amber Hagelin, head coach for Wayzata.
Why didn't they let her run the first on that?
2 down. And the batter's Carter. Up high for a ball. Strike call. Good pitch from Fegler. And the count 1-1.
Good fastball there.
One ball, 2 strikes. The count to Carter. Williams down at second base, representing the tying run. Pitch up high, and it's 2-2.
Guys like to change the eye angle of the batter. So even a pitch that's that far out of the strike zone can serve a purpose, especially when you come back with a nice change.
And gets the strikeout of Carter to end the inning. Fegler, their second and third strikeouts of the game to end the second inning. No runs on a hit, 1 left for Wayzata. Inning and a half played. Hopkins 1, Wayzata 0.
I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best.
It must be love. It must be hospice.
John Jacobson, Feldman back here at Hopkins High School. Home half of the second inning coming for Hopkins. They've got a 1-0 lead. 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up to start the second. Clements, Thielen, and Guthrie.
Now stepping in the plate for your Royals, number 9, Laura Clements.
Laura Clements, the first baseman, right-handed hitter, stepping in against Ellie Carter. Carter, good start. Fastball strike. Clements takes inside. It's 1-1.
It's good eye, moving the ball in and out.
Grounded past the mound. Gimstead at short picks it up, throws a first. And the out recorded. 6-3 put out to start the Hopkins second. Look at Mark Peterson, head coach at Hopkins, an assistant under Ann Campbell, taken over the last couple of years now as head coach here at Hopkins. And got a nice club here this spring, Jim.
Does. It's a lot of experience coming back from last year. Pretty much the entire team is back.
Maddie Thielen, the DP, is hitting for the center fielder Natalie Den Hartog. Rounds it down to first. It's a fair ball fielded by Kalish, and there's 2 away.
A little bit of an excuse me swing there.
Play for your Royals, number 2, Sally Guthrie.
Quickly 2 down on the Hopkins second, and the right fielder Sally Guthrie coming up. Left side corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got it down to short. Gimstead bobbled it a bit. She recover in time? Yes, she did. Got it over in time to Kalish to get Guthrie in the 3rd out of the inning. So we look at that to end the inning. No runs. No hits, no errors, nobody left on.
Stayed nice and cool. Got the out.
Played 2 innings here at Hopkins. It's 1-0. Royals leading the Trojans.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown! Go to the top half of the 3rd inning. Hopkins holding a 1-0 lead on Wayzata. Hopkins with a run on 2 hits. Wayzata no runs and 1 hit through the first 2 innings. No errors in the game yet. Claire Stika will lead it off for Wayzata. Ellie Rod and Anna Gimstead to follow. Tagar's first pitch up high for ball 1. Foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Justika made a nice catch on a line drive by Krauser to end the top of the 1st, or bottom of the 1st rather. Tagar's 1-1. Foul at the plate, 1-2. Hit foul out of play.
Flare down the line, a little bit late on the swing still.
Foul back. Stika putting a good battle in at the plate to start the top half of the 3rd for Wayzata.
Yeah, hanging tough on that off-speed pitch. Just getting rid of it. Hopes to get a better one next time.
changeup. She got a piece of it, hits it a little flare out in the center, and running in, making the catch, Natalie Den Hartog for the first out.
Stepping to the plate for the Trojans, number 22, Ellie Rod.
Look at it again. Den Hartog, no trouble with this one for the first out. Wayzata center fielder Ellie Rod, their first plate appearance.
Right into the dugout and right back out.
Right into the Hopkins dugout.
Look at one of those quick shots in hockey. It hits the back of the net and comes right back out.
Fouled at the plate by Rod. 2 strikes. And a good changeup. Fegler hitting Rod on strikes.
That is a very deceptive changeup. See how far out in front of it she was.
Back to the top of the order for Wayzata. And Anna Gimmestead, who popped out to shorten her first at bat. Strike call, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Fegler's been mixing it up pretty good, throwing the off-speed pitch quite a bit.
This one grounded down to second. Krauser up with it over to Clements. And Wayzata retired in order. 1-2-3. Top of the 3rd inning for the Trojans. We'll take a break, come back with more softball and Hopkins. The Royals leading the Trojans 1-0.
Hi, I'm here to tell you about a new medical website designed especially for older folks. Website, you say? I can't work on computers. They're not senior friendly, blah, blah, blah. But the National Institutes of Health fixed all that. Now you can make the type bigger, increase contrast, even make it talk to you.
Arthritis.
Just go to NIHseniorhealth.gov and get the best medical information available anywhere. NIHseniorhealth.gov, built with you in mind.
Quick moving game so far here at Hopkins with the Royals getting a run in the bottom of the first. They still lead it 1-0 on Wayzata. We head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Haley Den Hartog will lead it off against Ellie Carter, and then back to the top of the order, Fegler and O'Neill. Good second inning for Carter. She had given up some hard hit balls in that first inning, but came and got 3 ground ball outs. Jim routine plays there in the second.
It is, but as you had mentioned earlier, that the top half of that Hopkins batting order is something to deal with.
And Carter would like to get Den Hartog to start the inning then before she has to deal with that top of the order. And Hartog's a pretty good hitter, and hits this one well out to center field. This is over the head of Rod off the base of the fence. It'll be a leadoff double for Haley Den Hartog.
It's nice when you can get that kind of rip out of your number 9 hitter.
3 hits for Hopkins in the game. They have all been solidly struck doubles. Rod stumbled a little bit. I don't think she would have gotten to that ball regardless.
No, that was well struck.
So she's out at second base with nobody out. In the top of the order, and Lauren Fegler, who smoked her liner to short in the bottom of the first. Gimmestead made a nice diving catch on. Pitch to Fegler, missed. 2 balls and no strikes.
That's what you call pitching around. Fegler, the catcher, set up about 2 feet outside. Carter hit the spot exactly.
3-0, Fegler taking, and it's ball 4. No.
Must have left early out there at second base.
But she is called out. It is ball 4 on Fegler.
Well, no, that should be no pitch if indeed the runner left early.
No, you're right. So Fegler will be called back to the plate.
Number 14, Eric O'Neill.
But then Hartog called out for leaving early, and no pitch on that last one. So still 3-0. And now it's ball 4, so Fegler does draw a walk. But instead of first and second, now it's just a runner at first and 1 out, Jim.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate play there out at second base. It wasn't like she was going to be attempting to steal third on that pitch.
O'Neill.
Got a courtesy runner coming in here.
Britta Hansel will come in and be the runner for Fegler. And this one ripped into right field. That'll drop in for a base hit for O'Neill. First pitch hitting. Hansen stopping at second. And O'Neill with a solid single to right.
Yeah, Hansen had to hold up a little bit just to make sure that ball was going to get down.
Josie Reese.
And that was enough so that she could not attempt to advance to third.
This might be it for Carter. We told we would see Kristen Edblom pitching today. Looks like we're going to see her pretty early here with 1 out in the 3rd inning. Edblom coming in, replacing Carter. And so we've got a pitching change. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more softball from Hopkins. Royals leading 1-0 in the 3rd.
Yeah, but did you see how much he had to drink last night? I can't believe that guy made it home. Nobody drives drunk anymore. Hold on, I got another call coming in.
While drunk driving rates have dropped greatly, negligent driving and speeding fatalities have skyrocketed. Someone dies every 13 minutes from negligent driving, so keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and your phone put away.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at gocoastguard.com.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Back at Hopkins with the pitching change for Wayzata. Kristen Edblom coming in, replacing Ellie Carter, and her first pitch missed low. Good stop by Schifferle behind the plate. Reese, the batter, she had the double in the first, came around to score. Another pitch low, 2-0.
Yeah, the two pitchers for Wayzata have been splitting the workload this year in each game. Going back and forth. It's always good to give a new look to the...
Let's go back to that play a couple of batters ago. This is Dan Hartog down at second.
But that was a pretty close play. The runner is not allowed to leave the base until the ball leaves the pitcher's hand.
Pitch low in the dirt, throw down to third and in safely is Hansen on the pitch that was bounced to the plate. A good stop by Schifferle, and actually got a pretty quick release on it. Having to turn for the throw was Williams, and her tag sweeping back just a touch too late to get Hansen.
That was a good sweep tag.
There's ball 4 to Reese, so base is loaded for Hopkins now with one out here in the third.
Yeah, getting back to that when then Hartog was called off for leaving early, a lot of times the runners will actually start running before the ball is released, but they keep a foot on the base, and sometimes the umpires will get distracted by the movement of that. Make the call. I couldn't really see on the replay whether or not she did leave early.
Change of miss just a little bit high to Hannah Kleist. Run scoring double for her in her first at bat. Count even, 1-1 to her. Hansen the runner at third. O'Neill at second. Reese at first for the Royals. Low, and it's 2-1. Ed Blooms 2-1, fouled away. Then the count even at 2-2. This would be a big out if Ed Bloom could get a strikeout here and get that second out.
Come back here to one of the infielders, get the force at home.
To 2 line, Guinness that makes the play at short, throws to first to get the double play. And that's the inning. How about that?
That is.
Wayzata works out of a huge jam. Hopkins with a base running error at the beginning of the inning, and then Gimstad here able to get Reese, who took off at the crack of the bat from first, and they get the double play, and that ends the Hopkins third. No runs on a hit. They lead 2 hits actually in the inning. And now at the end of 3, it's still Hopkins leading Wayzata 1-0.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
From beyond center field today at Hopkins High School. Royals up 1-0, but they sure feel like they left something out there, Jim, that last half inning. You get 2 hits and 2 walks and come away with no runs.
Yeah, losing runners on the bases is always tough. And on that double play, that Reese was kind of in no man's land out there because the ball was just picked off, just right off the ground, and she would have had to hustle out on second base to avoid a double play and a ground out. So.
All right, top half of the 4th inning. Brianna Westerberg, Emma Schifferle, and Reagan Williams. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Wayzata facing Lauren Fegler. First pitch to Westerberg inside for ball 1.
They've been through the lineup once, and they've all seen what Fegler's got. Let's see if they can make the adjustments and put some good rips on the ball.
2-0 now to Bree Westerberg. Struck out in the first. He gets ahead in the count here in her second look at Fegler. Lauren's pitch grounded past Fegler. The second throw to first will be in time. Krauser able to field it. Throws to Clements, and they get the out.
Stepping to the plate for the Trojans, number 9.
Another close play.
Schifferle.
Fegler was just able to slow it up. And very close play at first base.
One out, and the pitch to Schifferle missed inside. The changeup 1-0 to Emma. Wayzata catcher has been busy today. Grounds it down to third. Kleist up with it over to Clements. 2 down.
Well,
Stepping to the plate for the Trojans, number 10, Reagan Williams.
Two away, and well struck out into right field by Reagan Williams. This will get to the fence. Williams digging for second, looking to the outfield. She'll pull up there with a double. So Williams is 2 for 2 at a leadoff single in the second, and now a 2-out double here in the third, Jim.
Well, there's been some good shots on both teams over the outfielders' heads. And out to the fence, Natalie Den Hartog hustling over there to get the ball in from center field.
Williams has both of Wayzata's hits. She's in scoring position. First pitch to Reagan Palish. No balls and a strike. Fegler trying to close things out here in the top of the fourth. Change up, a little high. One ball, one strike. Ripped foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Palish.
A little bit behind on that swing, and that's the advantage of changing speeds and keeping the batters off their timing.
Fegler's pitch called strike 3, and Palish and Wayzata down here in the fourth inning. 5th strikeout for Lauren Fegler. Wayzata no runs on a hit. They leave 1. They have stranded 2 in the game. And we have played 3.5. It is still Hopkins 1, Wayzata nothing.
Not long ago, Albert couldn't take long walks. He was diagnosed with a bad heart. After considering all the treatment options, his heart specialist recommended a pacemaker instead of putting him to sleep. Get the facts about animal research.
Bottom half of the fourth inning. Hopkins up on Wayzata by a score of 1-0. John Jacobson, Jim Feldman for today's telecast. Hope you're enjoying the action here on Channel 12. We get to the first Friday in May, and it's still hard to believe the spring season goes so fast, Jim, and especially in a year like this year or last year when you get so many games rained out and you look at the schedule and like, what section play starts in less than 3 weeks?
I know.
And this is Wayzata's 6th game of the year and Hopkins' 4th.
Yeah, and some of the sections even start in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
particularly in outstate Minnesota where they have to travel long distances. The sections around the metro, they can play on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but outstate they generally are limited to the weekends.
But some of those smaller sections too have more teams in them than the 3A sections tend to have, so you have an extra round of games for some of those. So it goes in a hurry. Jessica Krause, the number 5 hitter, and the second baseman, leading it off for Hopkins here in the 5th. Clements and Thielen, the scheduled hitters to follow. Kristen Edblom, her first full inning of work, came on in the 3rd inning with 1 out. Walked Reese, but then got Kleist to line into a double play to end the inning.
Moving the ball around, trying to keep it low. She has not been quite as sharp in the strike zone as Carter or Fegler.
Pitch outside. And so Krause ahead in the count 3-1. Ooh, that's ball 4. So the second walk issued by Edblom and the 3rd by Wayzata pitchers on the day. That brings up Clements.
Let's see if they have Clemens bunt here.
Has bunted, but back to the fence, another play.
That was a very high pitch to try and bunt. You're generally taught that you set the bat at the top of the strike zone, and if you have to move it up, you just pull it back. But then the pitcher knows that too, so she's going to be aiming right at the top of the strike zone, trying to get you to pop up the bunt. So these little games within the games are fascinating.
And then you hope, if you're the pitcher, that they go after one of those like Krauser did on that first pitch. If you don't, maybe you're behind in the count 2-0. In this case, this pitch is low, and the count evens at 1-1. Bunted at the plate, then hit the batter. But still in the batter's box was Clements. So she'll come back.
Kind of a lucky break there.
1-2 now, the count. Doesn't necessarily mean that the bunt is off. We'll see what Coach Peterson has in mind for Laura Clements in the 1-2 count. Swinging away, fouls it off. Two balls, 2 strikes. That pitch missing low.
Yeah, the use of the bunt has changed quite a bit in fast pitch over the years as the
rip foul.
As the bat technology has gotten a lot better, the teams are ripping the ball more, and so a lot of coaches will not use as much small ball as they have in years past. But it really depends on your personnel. It really depends on where you are in the lineup, who's coming up, who's hot, who's not.
Grounded past the pitcher, Edblom, but stepping on second. A great play. Givestead steps on the bag and then throws to Palish at first, and they get the double play. Look, Givestead has played outstanding at shortstop in this game, Jim.
Yeah, it's the second double play she has started. That one was kind of tailor-made, though. Ground ball right at the base. She just picked it up and made a very nice throw over to first.
The 6-3 double play for the second inning. Last it was a line drive, this time a ground ball. So 2 outs, nobody on for the Royals. And Addie Thielen, the batter. 2 balls, no strikes for Hopkins DP. Fouled away. Grounded past the mount. Gimmelstedt up with it again. Throws to first.
It's almost a replay.
Yeah. Nice play again by Gimmelstedt, throwing on to get the out. And Hopkins retired in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We've played 4 complete innings now. It's Hopkins still on top of Wayzata. Last score of 1-0.
What do you want from the all-powerful Oz?
A brain. People wonder how I got to be the all-knowing Wizard of Oz. I go to USA.gov, the official source for government info.
Pick up the student loan form to your right. Next!
I want to go back to Kansas.
Oh, that's a toughie. Back to USA.gov, passport applications.
For federal and state government information, there's no place like USA.gov.
I'm walking.
Lauren Figler holds a 1-0 lead as she moves to the top of the 5th inning against Wayzata. Anna Buell, Ellie Carter, and Claire Stika due up for Wayzata. Figler allowing a single to Reagan Williams in the second and a double to Williams in the fourth. So that's been it for base runners for Wayzata. Figler has not walked anyone, and she struck out 5 through 4 innings. What have you seen from her in the pitching circle today that's impressed you?
What I've been impressed with is the ability of her to change speeds. I'm thinking back to watching her last year, and she really got into her power pitching a lot, and she can still throw the ball very hard. But that changeup right there, getting a lot of soft ground balls.
A close play at first, but Reese able to make the play and threw over to Clements for the out. And they retire Buell for the first out of the 5th. Brings up Kristen Edblum. First time batting today. Carter, the starter, was 0 for 1 at the plate. Edblum will get a first look at Figler. Popped up in the air, and this will be just out of play. Run by Clements to the dugout. They'll change up, squibbed out towards second. Krauser up with it, throwing to Clements, 2 away. Edblum retired.
Now batting for the Trojans, number 16, Claire Stika.
Claire Stika, the batter. 0 for 1 today. Figler changeup in for a strike.
That ball's got to be hard to watch from the batter's box. Just floats in there. Especially when you're geared up for hitting some 60 miles an hour.
Another bouncer to second. Very similar to the last out. Krauser to Clements again. 3 ground ball outs for Wayzata in the 5th, and they are done. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Hopkins with that run of the first inning still holding up. They lead Wayzata 1-0.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
John Jacobson, Jim Feldman back. Bottom half of the fifth inning for the Hopkins Royals. They are up on Wayzata 1-0.
This game has been moving along at a very nice pace. Pitchers are getting the ball in the zone, and infielders, outfielders taking care of business.
Kristen Edblom will go to work on Sally Guthrie, Haley Den Hartog, and Lauren Fegler here in the fifth. Hopkins has had base runners in 3 of the 4 innings so far.
Batting for the Royals, number 2, Sally Guthrie.
Only able to push one run across so far, though.
Grounded to second. Stika to Palish. Quickly one away on one pitch. Guthrie retired.
Then Hartog ripped one off of the center field fence last time up.
Number 21, Haley Den Hartog.
High and tight this time. It's her first look for Den Hartog, against Edblom today. She'd gotten the double off Carter back in the third. Cutting a miss here. With such a small conference, the Lake Conference softball teams play each other 3 times. So this is the second meeting between these teams this year. Hopkins winning the first one 7-4. And they're scheduled to play again on May 14th.
Well, not only do you get the 3 conference games against each other, a lot of these kids are playing on summer teams against each other, or even as teammates. So there's not a lot of surprises when Hopkins and Wayzata are playing each other.
Edblom now falling behind 3-2 to Den Hartog. Payoff pitch to Haley is a little low. Ball 4.
That was a close pitch.
The third walk given up by Edblom now, and hitting in 2/3.
Number 8, Lauren.
Excuse me, make that 2 innings full of work now. And on top of the order, and Fegler lined out and walked in 2 at-bats. That's ball low. I don't think you put the bunt sign on for Lauren Fegler,
no.
Jim.
Yeah, the only question is, will they give her a semi-intentional walk even with first base occupied?
Mound away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Fegler. Change up high. Two balls, 1 strike. Edblom's pitch. Missed a little low, throw down to first. Back in is Haley Den Hartog.
Yeah, you want to draw those throws down to first, because you never know when the ball might slip and run down into the corner.
3-1 pitch, just a little low, and it's ball 4 to Fegler.
Edblom's got a nice speed differential between her fastball and her changeup. So does Fegler. You want to be about 20 to 25% slower on that pitch, and they're both in that range.
Runners on first and second, 1 out now, and it's Erin O'Neill stepping in. O'Neill's already had a big day, and I don't mean just from softball. Earlier today in Minneapolis, she was named the Athena Award winner from Hopkins High School. Grounded to short. Givestead gets the force out at second. That's all they'll get there is a 1 out. Stika covering. And Fegler retired.
Now stepping to the plate for
Excuse
the
me,
Royals,
currency
number
runner
10,
Hansen there.
Josie Reese.
O'Neill reaching on the fielder's choice. On to third goes Haley Den Hartog, but 2 away.
We'll see if O'Neill goes here. Try and throw down the second.
Reese, the batter, takes a pitch low for ball 1. Reese with a double in the first. They scored the only run of the game. Walked in the third. Three and 0. Reese looking to get on for the third time in the game. There's a called strike. Edblum dropping that one in there. Reese taking all the way. Three and 1. There's ball 4. And the base is loaded for Hopkins. Oh, that's broke. Down and get the runner, Dan Hartog. Let's look at this again, Jim. She came around a little, down the line, a little aggressive, and another runner tagged out on the bases for Hopkins. Boy, they have lost some base runners today. Look at it, it's ball 4, but then Hartog came too far down the line, and then a good alert play by Schifferle to pay attention and got a little signal, I think, from Williams down at third. Hey, throw it down here, and they tag out Haley Den Hartog to end the inning. So, nothing across again for Hopkins. They still lead 1-0. We'll go to the 6th in a moment. You're watching Lake Conference Softball on Channel 12.
I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best.
It must be love. It must be hospice.
Hopkins didn't get a hit. They got 3 walks in the bottom of the 5th, but again, they come away with no runs. They leave 2 runners aboard. And so we go to the 6th. But for Wayzata, they've got to come up with some base runners and find a way to scratch out a run against Lauren Fegler, and they're down to 6 outs.
Well, and this is kind of how the Wayzata season has been going. Playing close games, staying right in there, and then just unable to get the big hit when needed.
And we'll see if they can string together something here in the 6th inning. Rod, Gimmelstead, and Westerberg, the hitters. No balls, 2 strikes. Rod struck out in her first at bat. One 2 pitch on the way. 2-2.
A good high hard one there. Let's see if she comes back with that change. Yep.
And miss.
Ooh.
Very close pitch outside the strike zone. It's 3-2.
Kind of hard to hear what that umpire was saying. All I heard was
Grounded to short. Reese in a little trouble with it, won't get the runner. The error, the first error of the game. And Ellie Broad is aboard. Laid it off for Wayzata in the 6th.
That's been a very well played game up until this point.
So the tying run aboard for Wayzata here in the 6th.
Yeah, the ball took kind of a funny hop on like the first or second bounce, but by the time it got out to Reese, it was bouncing fairly true. Let's see if they put on a play here and try and manufacture a run using a little small ball.
Anna Gimmelstead, the leadoff hitter, batter. And she does get the bunt down. And then the Royals make the play. It's Clements coming in. Krauser covering the bag. 3-4 on the putout. Sacrifice works. And Ellie Rod in scoring position down at second base.
A very nice bunch. She almost beat it down.
Brianna Westerberg.
So one on. And down at second is Rod, one away. And Brianna Westerberg, the Wayzata right fielder, the batter. Bigger's pitch. Just inside and low, 1-0. Westerberg with a ground out in her last at bat. Struck out in the first inning. Fouls this one away. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one with one away.
Ooh, just inside.
2-1. Time call.
Outfield's playing fairly deep. Kind of a soft hit into the outfield could score a run. Left field not so much, but out in right center.
Called strike to Westerberg. Count evens up 2-2. Three and two, throw down to third base and in safely. Advancing on the bases is Rod. So she gets a stolen base and is now right down at third base. O'Neill's throw on the mark, but having to turn a little bit was Kleist and got there too late to apply the tag.
Yeah, if that throws on the inside of the base, they've got a good chance of getting her.
3-2 to Westerberg. There's ball 4, and the runners at the corners now for Wayzata. Westerberg at first, Rod at third. One down, and number 3 hitter, Emma Schifferly, the batter. Has put the ball in play twice today. He's grounded out to Kleist at third both times. Tying run down at third base. Fouled back, strike one.
Just trying to get the ball in the outfield in that swing. Get that tying run in any way she can get it. Infield's playing a little shallow. Cut off the run at the plate if they can.
This one will get past the catcher O'Neill. They won't have a play. Rod in safely. All the way to third goes Westerberg, and then the throw into left field. And Westerberg will score. And Wayzata suddenly leads 2-1.
That just came out of nowhere. Take a look at this.
Look at the pitch again. This is off O'Neill's glove. Probably go as a pass ball. Westerberg, you can see at the top of the screen, never stops running. And then the throw from the pitcher Fagler, who was covering the plate, sailed in the left field. The throwing error allowing Westerberg to score. And Wayzata in front, 2-1.
And the runner on first was running with the pitch. which enabled her to get down to third quickly.
The pass ball allowing the runner Rod to score, and then an error on the pitcher Fegler. It allowed Westerberg to score from third. Now a ball in the strike to Emma Schifferle. Quite a turn of events all of a sudden here at the top of the sixth inning. Caught and a miss.
Yeah, Fegler was kind of going along in cruise control.
The inning changed with it. You get the error to lead off the inning. That kind of set things up here for Wayzata in the top of the sixth. Got Rod on base, and she got down to second on the sacrifice and the stolen base, and then that last play with the fastball and an error on the same play, and suddenly 2 runs in for Wayzata. 1-2 pitch line out into right. It hangs up, and making the catch is Guthrie for the second out of the sixth.
Nice play out there and right.
Now batting for the Trojans, number 10, Reagan Williams.
Reaching down, that ball was slicing away from her a little bit. She was able to stick with it.
There's a strike call to Reagan Williams. Single in the second, double in the fourth, but stranded both times at second base. Fegler's 0-1 off speed. Missed, and it's 1-1. Fegler's pitch low, 2-1. Megan Palish on deck. Two-on offering to Williams. Called strike off the outside corner. It's 2-2.
Again, you just don't see that same pitch twice in a row from Fegler. Either the location or the speed or both changing.
That one missed, and it's 3-2. Payoff pitch, Fegler to Williams. This tie, it's ball 4. So the second walk given up in the inning by Fegler. Williams aboard at first. Now Reagan Palish coming up.
Number 21, Reagan Palish.
Ripped out into center field, and he gets past the center fielder Natalie Den Hartog. Backed up well by Guthrie, and they get it back in the infield. That was a nice play by Guthrie. If she does not back that up, there's at least 1 run in for Wayzata. As it is, it'll still go as a double for Palish, but Williams has to stop at third because Guthrie was right there to back up the play. 2 more runners in scoring position for Wayzata with 2 away. Anna Buell the batter. Fegler's pitch called strike. Seventh batter of the inning for Wayzata. Cut and a miss, and Fegler ahead, 2 strikes. Fegler's 0-2. Put it outside. Hill didn't chase it. It's 1-2. 1-2. Stays alive. Fouls it off, and it's still 1-2 to Buell. Change up, little flare, and caught by the third baseman Kleist for the third out of the inning. But a big inning for Wayzata. They come up with 2 runs on just 1 hit. 2 errors, though, on Hopkins, and they leave 2. Wayzata leaves 2. But they have taken the lead here in the 6th with the 2 runs. We're to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Now 2-1, Wayzata.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown! John Jacobson, Jim Feldman back here at Hopkins. Certainly a new game with Wayzata in the lead, 2-1. We head to the home half of the 6th inning. Kleist, Krauser, and Clements. The batters for Hopkins to face Kristen Ed Bloom now pitching with a lead.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the Trojans respond to this sudden good fortune and getting the lead. If they can close the door here.
Hopkins has been their worst enemy on the base path so far, Jim. They've lost 3 runners on the bases.
That is, and those are tough to overcome. I mean, in a 1-run game, you get precious few base runners to begin with. And to lose 3, and then to give away a couple of runs in the next inning.
Kleist letting it off. This is Josie Reese to lead it off. I thought she had walked to end last inning before they had the pickoff play on Dan Hartog, unless that was not ball 4 on her. That had we had thought she had walked on that pitch, and then Dan Hartog got picked off. But Reese is the one that's stepping in here. Nobody from Wayzata saying that their Hopkins is batting out of order. Of course, they would wait till the next batter to do that, I guess.
Yes.
Fouled away, so it's Reese rather than Kleist leading it off. Two and one. And hit into right field, a base hit. So leadoff single for Reese here in the home half of the 6th inning as Hopkins gets the tying run aboard.
I don't see any protest from the Wayzata bench yet.
Now batting for the Royals, number 6, Hannah Kleist.
Hannah Kleist, the batter. He tagged the ball twice. He doubled in the first, lined out in the third. Showing bunt here, though, but bunt's a foul. Hopkins trying to get that tying runner. Reese down to second.
Pulls back on that one. Wayzata's been throwing down the first base quite a bit. It's good play when it works, but
1-1 to Kleist, again trying to bunt it, but bunts it back to the screen. So now behind in the count, 1-2.
Another tough pitch to bunt way down low.
Edblum now ahead in the count on Kleist. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is lined in the air. Throw to first. Not in time. It's right on the button. And Williams making the catch on the liner by Kleist.
Another very close play, almost a double play on this one.
Reese had gotten caught off once earlier on double play. Kleist took the last time off, but this time was a little closer to the bag.
Yep. A nice dive back.
And the batter's Krauser. First pitch strike. Hopkins has really tagged some balls today, but some of them right at players. They had those 2 doubles back in the first inning, but a lot of line drives here in the infield. Wayzata, to their credit, they have made all the plays defensively. Bunted foul, spinning away from fair territory on the play by Krauser. She's 0 for 1 today. Walk at a line out and 2 at-bats. No balls, 2 strikes. Just off the plate from Edblum. 1-2.
Catcher is holding that ball. He could let the umpire get a good look, but the umpire already made up his mind.
They'll pop up. Another catch made at third by Williams. And Krauser retired for the second out. Wayzata pitchers, Carter and Edblum, still without a strikeout today, but they have allowed just the 1 run through 5 2/3 innings.
They've been helped out by a lot of good defense.
The batter's Clemens, who fouls it out of play.
Edblum seems to be throwing with a little more confidence than she was in the previous inning.
A 1 pitch, grounded right down to first. Palis, she'll handle it herself. Steps on first, Clements retires, and Hopkins down in the 6th inning. No runs, a hit. No errors, they leave 1, they've stranded 6. We'll go to the 7th inning. Wayzata leads Hopkins 2-1.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown! Top half of the 7th inning. Hopkins trying to keep it a 2-1 game. Wayzata getting the 2 runs in the 6th. We have Kristen Edblum, Claire Stika, and Ellie Rod, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, to face Lauren Fegler. 2 unearned runs for Wayzata in the 6th. Couple of walks, hit.
And the run scored before the hit, I believe, in that inning.
Right. Yeah, the hit didn't actually figure into the scoring at all. First pitch, swinging and fouling it out of play is Edblum. 0 for 1 today, a ground out in the 5th, they're alone at bat. Strike call, and Figler ahead, 2 strikes. Cut and a miss, and Figler with a good start to the 7th inning. It's Ed Bloom on 3 pitches.
And when you've got that good changeup, and then you come back and you don't throw it on an 0-2 pitch, that will catch a lot of hitters by surprise.
Now batting for the Trojans, number 16, Claire Stika.
Sixth strikeout of the game for Fegler. 1 ball, no strikes to Claire Stika, who's 0 for 2 today. 2-0. Strike call. 2-1. Foul back, 2-2. Foul out of play. Stika way out in front of that one. Still a 2-2 count.
Hanging tough with this bat.
Good at bat for Claire Stika. 1 out here in the 7th.
A lot of times after a couple foul balls, 2 strike foul balls, the batter will tee one up.
It's a little flare, knocked down by Kleiss. Throw to first, not in time. Tough play for Fegler coming off and then off the glove of Kleiss.
Yeah, Kleiss was a little unsure as to whether to try and catch it on the fly or pick it up in the short hop, and it was spinning a lot. So I think she made the right play trying to get it on the fly.
Bunted foul at the plate by Rod. Give an infield hit to Stika. Only the 4th hit of the game for Wayzata. Rod, it's the bunt down, it's foul. Stika back to first. 0-2 now on Ellie Rod.
Probably takes the bunt off, but you never know. They could really use that insurance run.
Rod, who started the Wayzata rally last inning with reaching on the air by Reese at short to lead it off. Later scored. And tough changeup. And a throw down to first, trying to double up the runner. Stika back in, but didn't have enough time to get back up and hustle down to second. Look at the
throw had
tough
her beat.
pitch. She cut and missed on, and a throw to first.
Number 3, Anna Gimstad.
So second strikeout of the inning for Fegler, 2 away. Stika still aboard at first. And the top of the order for Wayzata and Gimstad. Fegler's 1-0 is a called strike. One ball, one strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Just missed on that one.
Now Fegler has fallen behind 3-1.
Well, she hasn't pitched much over the last 6 months, recovering from her knee injury. Kind of wonder if fatigue is a little bit of a factor.
She walked a couple of batters last inning, her first 2 walks of the game, and that led to Wayzata's second run. It was Westerberg that drew the first walk. Scored on the overthrow of third base by Fegler. Three-2 to Kimmelstead. Line foul. They're getting some good swings. You only have 4 hits in the game for Wayzata, but they're putting the ball not necessarily in play, but I mean they're getting some good cuts on the ball.
Well, yeah, but a good hard hit foul ball is not that big of a deal when you're keeping the batters guessing on the speed.
And then gets Kimmelstead here with a good pitch on the inside corner. Strikeout number 3 of the inning for Fegler, and Wayzata retired in the 7th. No runs for the Trojans. On a hit, they leave 1. Last chance for the home team. The Royals of Hopkins trail Wayzata going to the bottom of the 7th, 2-1.
Hi, I'm here to tell you about a new medical website designed especially for older folks. Website, you say? I can't work on computers. They're not senior friendly, blah, blah, blah. But the National Institutes of Health fixed all that. Now you can make the type bigger, increase contrast, even make it talk to you.
Arthritis.
Just go to NIHseniorhealth.gov and get the best medical information available anywhere. NIHseniorhealth.gov. Built with you in mind.
Here we are, back to the bottom of the 7th inning.
Wayzata holding a 2-1 lead.
See if Hopkins can get the game tied or go ahead.
Kristen Bloom would like to close it out here, though, in the 7th. She'll go to work against Addie Thielen, Sally Guthrie, and Haley Den Hartog.
Bottom 3 of the order.
Hopkins with base runners in 5 of the 6 innings so far. Only the 2nd inning if they go down in order. The Thielen tonight with a couple of ground outs in the infield.
Now batting for the Royals, number 11, Addie Thielen.
Kristen Edblum's first pitch is low, ball 1.
Good looking pitch to start off this at bat.
One-0 to Thielen, missed low and in. Hopkins would certainly take a leadoff walk here in the 7th. Taking all the way, it's 2-1.
Yep, definitely taking that pitch.
Two and 1 to Thielen. Hit in the air. And the second baseman, Stika, back just on toward the grass, makes the catch to retire Thielen. 1 out here in the 7th.
Got under that pitch a little bit.
Stepping to the plate for your Royals, number 2, Sally Guthrie.
1 away, and the batter is Sally Guthrie. Also 2 ground outs for her today. First pitch strike from Ed Bloom. Picked up. Oh, and the players colliding.
And she hung on to the ball.
Schifferle and Williams, but I think Williams hung on to it, didn't she?
Yeah.
Or no? No. It was weird block from.
Yep, nobody was calling that.
No, Williams did catch it. How about Guthrie was stepping back to the box? So that's 2 away. She did tap it all the way. So 2 outs. And Haley Den Hartog suddenly the last chance for Hopkins. Wayzata's lost a couple of 1-run games this season. This would be a great win for them to get a 1-run victory for their second victory of the year. Haley Den Hartog just trying to get on any way she can. Lauren Fegler is on deck. It's a 2-0 count. 3-0. So I got to think Dan Hartog's going to have the takes on for maybe 2 pitches here.
Yeah.
Get a chance to get Fegler to the plate.
Well, you kind of hate to put the pressure on taking 2 strikes, but
Well, won't have to worry about it. Ball 4. So Ed Bloom with a 2-out walk. Then Hartog on, and now the very dangerous Lauren Fegler is very capable of getting the ball out of play over the fence coming up. Now a situation where you can't really pitch around her. I don't think this time you got to go after her. You don't want to put that lead run down, tying run at second and winning run potentially on base.
It'll be interesting to see if they send in Hartog here. She's got pretty good speed.
First pitch to Fegler is ripped foul out of play. Strike 1. So Ed Bloom came after her. Fegler took a cut but fouled it off. 1 strike. Ed Bloom's 0-1. Change up. Strike 2. And now 1 strike away from winning this game for Wayzata. Fegler steps out. Back into the box. 0-2 the count to her. Ed Bloom's pitch fouled away.
Threw that one long outside, keep it away from her power zone.
And that outfielder's very deep. 0-2. Ed Bloom's pitch grounded back to the mound. Ed Bloom knocking it down, throws to first, and they get the out. Taylor the put out. Fegler retired. Hopkins retired in the 7th. And Wayzata comes back and wins this one. No runs for Hopkins in the 7th inning. No hits. They lead 1, and Wayzata wins it 2-1. And for once, I think Wayzata's thinking things went our way today. We made plays defensively in the field. We pitched well enough, got the timely plays on the base pass, and they come away with the win over Hopkins.
Well, yes, they were very opportunistic in this game, both on defense, picking off several runners from Hopkins, turning a couple of double plays, and then also being alert to score without the benefit of a hit. Scored 2 runs in the 6th inning.
We'll take a break. We're going to hear from a couple of the Wayzata Trojans in a moment. They pick up the win here. Our final score, Wayzata 2, Hopkins 1. We'll have more from Hopkins High School after this timeout.
Hi, I'm here to tell you about a new medical website designed especially for older folks. Website, you say? I can't work on computers. They're not senior friendly, blah, blah, blah. But the National Institutes of Health fixed all that. Now you can make the type bigger, increase contrast, even make it talk to you.
Arthritis.
Just go to NIHseniorhealth.gov and get the best medical information available anywhere. NIHseniorhealth.gov. Built with you in mind.
second win of the season. They defeat Hopkins today by a score of 2-1 to improve to 2-4 on the year. Back at Hopkins High School, John Jacobson joined now by Reagan Williams, and Kristen Edblum gets the win today pitching. And how nice is it to win a game like this?
It's so nice to win. We've been working really hard, and we started off slow, but I think today we really felt like we pulled it together, so it feels really great.
You had a couple of one-run losses today. You win one, and tell me about that sixth inning and watching out. What was it like from the dugout, and then your team was able to get 2 runs for you?
Definitely exciting. We were trying to keep high energy throughout the game, but once it finally comes together, the energy definitely changes, and everybody gets a little more excited.
A little tense right at the end. Hopkins has got some good hitter. They get the tying run on. You face a tough hitter at the end. What's going through your mind as you face Lauren Fegler at the end?
Everybody knows she's a great hitter, of course. I think it's important just to go one pitch at a time and just do everything you can to try to prevent her from getting it hit too hard. So,
you got a tournament tomorrow. Talk about the Lakeville North tournament. What do you expect there?
We expect a lot of great competition. I think it's just going to be a good opportunity for us to keep the ball rolling and get a little more comfortable, so hopefully we can keep winning.
Congratulations on this win.
Thank you so much.
All right. And Reagan, you had a couple of hits today, plus a walk on base 3 times. It must be fun to win a game like this, win a close game after you lost a couple this year.
Yeah, I felt great. We've been struggling this year, and Hopkins is one of our toughest competitions. So we knew that we really had to go out and play and start from the first inning and play our hardest throughout the whole game because Hopkins knows how to do that. So we just came here bringing it. So
Your defense was outstanding today. How fun is that to watch everybody be able to make the plays in the field and support Kristen and Ellie on the mound?
Yeah, we've been working so hard on that, getting so many reps. So, it's good when we have our defense solid so that we can back ourselves up with our hitting.
How frustrating is this spring been, though? You haven't been able to practice much. You didn't have a game all week, and finally be able to come out today and play.
It's so hard having to practice in the gym, taking grounders off of the gym, just hitting constantly every day, never getting to be outside. So it's great to be outside again and just work our hardest. It felt great.
Congratulations on this one. Good luck tomorrow in your tournament the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Wayzata Trojans get a nice win here on the road at Hopkins to defeat a good Hopkins team, sending Hopkins down to defeat for the first time this year. The Royals dropped to 3-1, and Wayzata with the victory improves to 2-4. That does it for our telecast today from Hopkins High School. And for Jim Feldman and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Final score again, Wayzata 2, Hopkins 1.
Thank you.